I want to build a train. Last time on Just Create, we spent 5 real-life days terraforming this entire area in preparation for shops and a train station, then went for a ride on Stam's train. Although, to be honest, it was more about the beautiful train line than the actual weird wagon thing we were on. And I want one. A train line, that is. And a giant train station over here, and a train. Not a passenger train or a freight train just yet, but a giant train that will lay foundations, dig holes, and construct tunnels. But whether we'll get all that done today or not is another question entirely, as it seems to be taking me forever to do anything these days. It's almost like being the CEO of a giant power company takes up loads of my time. And look at that! There's a giant factory on the hill. Now, the first thing I need to do in order to achieve my goals today is going to be to sort out the floor of the train yard. It's currently missing one. Now, I could lay a floor manually, but this seems like a great excuse to actually build a mega construction train, because this is great and I want one. To build this mega construction train, however, I'm going to need some trainy things, starting with train casings. And I cannot for the life of me remember how you make these. Sturdy sheet on a brass casing, and how do we get sturdy sheets? Powdered obsidian, lava spouts, oh dear. Right, okay. I mean, we can probably set this up in the basement of our power station temporarily. That is where our infinite lava is after all. But we're also going to need to get some powdered obsidian. We can make obsidian by washing magma. Which means we're going to need to go to the nether. Scary, scary nether. I'm not wearing any gold, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Oh, geez, straight away. This looks like a tunnel going down. This could be good. This should lead us towards magma, because it's likely to be right down the bottom. Oh, there's a little bit there, actually. There's loads down there. It looks like we're not going to have to go too far, which is good news. Then we're going to wash all of this up. Then we'll give all this a good crushing. And that should give us the obsidian power we need. Yep, there we go. Oh, and we do have a chance of getting the obsidian back as well. I forgot about that. We're going to have loads of the stuff. So that's probably going to be more than enough brass casings for what we need to do. I do, however, also need a spout, mechanical pump, pipes, and some other creaty bits just for moving the power around. Oh, I already had a spout. Could I use that? Gonna need a few belts, a couple of bolts. We're going to need 2 mechanical presses, and maybe a couple of item hatches. In fact, we'll just take barrels. That'll be easier. So I should have what I need. Let's head over to the power station and just build a temporary setup in the basement over there, where we have lots of lava ready to go. So I think I'm just going to put a setup off of this thing. Let's just wrench that, stick a gearbox there and there. That should keep that running. We're going to need a belt, barrel on either side. Then we're going to need a spout around about here. We're going to need a couple of chain drives there. So that'll power the presses. And we just need to pump lava into this one here. If we do this and then rotate that round to make it vertical. And I didn't bring any cogs with me. That's what I need. I need to put a cog on top of that. Then we'll have a pipe running this way. Oh, apparently we don't need a cog. It's already pumping. Oh, it's because we've connected to that. Okay, perfect. Now I just need to make the mechanical presses because I forgot to do that. So 2 of those. And that should be all we need to get sturdy sheets. So let's just put these in. Everything seems ready. I didn't bring any funnels with me. Dang it. So we just need one of them there and one there. Okay, so if I put this in there, we should now get sturdy sheets. Wonderful. And we're going to get loads of them. So we'll leave that running. We've got more than we need for now. And if we go over to the workshops in Stam's one over here, we can put these casings in there, put those on this guy, and that's going to give us our train casings, and in fact we're going to have loads of them, so we should have plenty of stock. We won't need to make these again for a while, I shouldn't imagine. So to make my life easier, I'm going to chuck those in storage. Now we can start making train things. So we're going to need these, and for some reason I already have compasses in there. Okay, handy. We're going to need train controls. In fact, we're probably going to need more than one of them, which means we need more precision mechanisms. But we have a machine for that, so let's just get another 5 going. Beautiful. So let's make 4 train stations. Need another lever to make more train controls. We're going to need seats as well, so let's just grab the bits for those. So 2 seats and more train controls. We're also going to need quite a few train signals. But let's just make a whole bunch of those. And Throwlash is apparently having way too much fun with these frogs. He needs more. Frogs are great, Throwlash. Frogs are great. However, I don't think I'm actually using any at the moment, am I? Because I've removed them all from this storage area here. Yeah, I haven't even got any frogs. I'll have to rectify that soon. But first, let's make a whole bunch of them. And that's the key components we're going to need for our train, but I want to build a ginormous train that does all the things like laying floors, digging tunnels, making tunnels. And that means I'm going to need a whole bunch of create things like deployers and drills and those weird little roller things. In fact, I should probably make a list of the things I need. So we need drills, we need deployers. We're going to need a whole bunch of chests and vaults and things for storage of materials. We need those roller thingies. I don't actually know what they're called. We're going to need contraption controls so we can turn off the roller thingies and deploys and drills when we don't need them. We'll grab a bunch of industrial iron just so we can start building out the framework. And then we're going to need all the things that we actually want to make the train look good. So lots of decoration-y bits. While I was doing this, however, I found Throwlash in my workshop. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm filling your tanks with water.
You're what?
I'm filling your tanks with water.
What? 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 Explain.
We were going to drain the lake, and we were going to drain the lake into your tanks.
Oh, yeah. That was part of the footage that I forgot to record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't worry.
yeah. I forgot we'd agreed to do that.
And it looks beautiful, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say, you've really blended it in nicely. It says bottomless supply, so all that's going to do is fill up my tanks and not do anything.
Correct.
Right, cool, cheers. So yeah, I'd actually completely forgotten about that. I had a little chat with Foxy and Throwlash, and we decided we were going to try and empty the lake by pumping it into my tanks, but it sounds like it's not going to work if it's a bottomless supply. Oh well, I guess I'm going to have some tanks full of water. Anyway, back to crafting. Short while later, and I've gathered a few boxes of stuff and things. Now let's build a train, and to start that, we're going to need a station. Then we'll go to create new train, and we're just going to stick a bogey down there. And it's raining again. It's always raining. If we tap that again, we can get the big wheels. Should we go with big wheels? Why not? It's going to be a big machine. So we're going to start with the tunnel bore side of this thing, which is basically going to be a big wall of drills. But I want to make it look cool. So we're actually going to sort of set the drills back a little bit and create a cool looking front on the train. So if we do something like that, and ideally, I do want to have a window on this thing. I wonder, can I do that? Nope. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing on the top. Have 3 drills on the front. Let's just replace that, put the drill back in. So in theory, that should work. What I could then do is just put glass in here, and then we can actually see where we're going when we're driving. We want these drills to be quite large. We do need trains to get through the tunnels they make after all, so maybe we need to do another row up the top here, and maybe just a little bit more height. How many blocks tall is that? 8 blocks? Is that going to be tall enough to get trains through? In fact, the tunnel itself will only end up being 7, because we're going to kind of fill in the wall around it. Tell you what, let's play it safe. We're going to go 1 more block taller, which means I do need a few more drills. Alrighty, I reckon that should do it. So that's going to drill out our tunnel. Let's just put some blocks in here, make it look a little bit more connected. Now, next up, we need deployers. Lots and lots of deployers. Because after we dig a tunnel, we're going to want to also build our walls behind it. So we were to put one of these in here like that, so we can actually access what's on the sides. We're going to need these going all the way up. An additional one for doing that block there. This could get complicated. Right, so now we need to do the ones that place these blocks across the top. If we were to put that here, so they're going to need to go on the other side of this one. So each one of those will fit that block. We need to do these blocks here. I think the best way to do that block is going to be from the sides here. So let's do one of them. Okay, so that's the 5 top blocks done. That's these 2 side ones here done. That one there is being done by this arm. So I need another one of them here. Get that rotated the right way. I should spin those round so I can see the filters as well. I can see the filters on all of these things now. This is good. I just need a few more over here. Now for deployers, that should do it. We're doing this entire wall here with those. We're doing that one. Then we're doing that one with the one at the top there, and then we're doing the ceiling. Okay, cool. So the deployers there should build a tunnel for us. We're going to need to decide what blocks we want to use for filters, but I think I've got an idea of how I want the tunnel to look. So we'll preload these filters while we do the build and hope for the best. But now, though, there's still one more thing I want this to do, and that is to be able to actually lay track. Well, not track, I should say. The track underlay, which means I need these mechanical rollers. We stick one of them there. Get maybe 5 of those in. We want them just to replace the block directly beneath the track, so that is perfect. And let's just fill in this floor a little bit here, this bit, and what I want to do is put another roller there, And one more there. And these ones are going to be for creating these slopes that will go down either side of bits of track when needed, which hopefully won't be too often. But I think that is everything covered. So we can dig a tunnel, we can build a tunnel, and we can replace the floor. It's a very wide train, but it needs to be, I guess, to do its job. So the next thing this train's going to need is a whole bunch of storage, because we're going to need to store the blocks that we want to actually build the tunnel out of, and we're going to need storage for all the blocks that are going to get dug out. So, I don't know, maybe I should do multiple carriages? Would that work? Although, why do I get the feeling everything has to be on the same carriage? I think that might be a thing. I think if I was to put a vault on a carriage that's not directly attached, I don't think this will actually read the inventory. So, let's build a nice big platform here for the storage to sit on. In fact, while I'm here, I'm just going to mix in some of these weathered blocks. It's nice to mix it up a little bit. There we go. Now, that sort of length should do. We should be able to fit plenty of storage on that. But what I want to do before we go any further is actually just make sure this thing works. So we're going to need contraption controls for the different things we need control over. We're going to need train controls. We'll have them going in both directions. We're going to need a seat. Just need to set these. So we'll have one for those. We'll have one for the drills. We'll have one for those things. And we've got a spare one. I guess we don't really need 4, do we? Now, for this test, what I'm going to do is just set all of these filters to use these industrial iron blocks. 1, because it's something I've got enough on me of that I can actually test with. And 2, they're going to be nice and quick to take down once I'm done. So I'm going to need to leave a gap there so that I can get to these ones. Then I just need to set those, and that's all of them set. So that should just create a nice archway for us. Just need to get the whole thing stuck together now. Now, hopefully that's got all of it. What I'm also going to do is just load up these ones with the blocks as well, so we should end up with them on the floor. We just need a little bit of storage that I can put all of those in, and we'll make sure that that's stuck to everything as well. All right, I think we're good for our first test. So what I'm going to do is actually just disable all of these initially. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Put those back in, and then turn everything off. Make a train. Right, well, that worked. That's our first train. So it should go forward without doing anything. Oh, we've definitely missed some stuff. Let's just quickly do a better job at sticking things together, shall we? And in fact, as a little test, what we'll do is we'll put a nice big wall up here for it to knock down. I do want to make sure that the ones at the window also get cleared. All right, so in theory, that entire wall there should get completely removed, and then we should end up with a tunnel instead. Let's give it a go. So we're definitely all attached now. This is good. So I've just realized I'm going to need to put the rail back in, so let's just quickly attach that. There we go. Now, will the bridge builder work? So if we turn the drills on, roll forward just a little bit, we can see the drills spinning. Okay, now we're going to turn those on, which instantly place some blocks. This is good. And we'll turn that on. So that should replace the floor. And yep, look at that. It's building us a tunnel. And let's just quickly turn these off again, pull the train back, and see what we're left with. All right, well, that worked. It has indeed replaced the floor where it was supposed to. It's built our tunnel. Perfect. Now we just need to choose what blocks we want to make the tunnel out of and make sure all of the filters on the deployers are correctly set. But that's a problem for later. For now, what I want to do is get some storage on the train that's proper and actually make it look nice. But I think it is important for us to make this look good because it is something we're going to be using a lot. I mean, for a start, the first thing we're going to be doing with it pretty much is going to be going straight through that mountain over there. That's a big old mountain, and we do need to get to the other side of it. Although, to be honest, we're probably going to do the floor out here first. We're not even going to use the drill part. Right, so let's pull this back into the station. Disassemble it so we can build on it again. But in fact, just before we make this whole thing look nice, I do want to do a little test. So if we have a secondary carriage and we store everything on here, glue that together. What I want to know is, will the drills put blocks it breaks like this into that chest? So yeah, it's just dropping everything on the floor, look. It's not using anything in the chest. Okay, cool. So we do need to make sure that they're on the same carriage. All of our storage, that is. So that just means we're probably going to have less storage on this train than I would like. I mean, it doesn't mean I can't put a second carriage on. It just means the second carriage isn't automatically going to pick up from that. But if I'm going to be digging a massive tunnel like that, I can still load up that carriage and then just move it over to the front one when needed. It's not the end of the world. Not brilliant, but it's not the end of the world. Let's get rid of this for now. And let's make this train look good. Well, my train is finished, but we'll get to that in just a moment. First, Jojo's online. Let's go find him. In fact, I can see him already. Incoming!
Hello, Mr. Beardstone.
Hello. You were muted. You missed my incoming.
I know.
Unbelievable. It's almost
needed
like you were
that- I
trying to
keep hitting
record a
it.
video and I've just interrupted. and broken your
No,
field
of
and
course-
everything.
Oh, don't worry about it. There's no seeds there. I'm still waiting to see if I even like the way I've planted the crops.
What, in the field? Are there other ways? Could you plant them on the ceiling?
Well, you know, I did it diagonally instead of like row to row. Oh, it's carrots and wheat. It's not just wheat. It's not just wheat.
Right, okay, I see what's going on. I have come to find out where you want your power. Because I kind of sold you power.
Yeah, and then,
but
to be honest,
we never discussed where you wanted it.
I don't have any farms. I'm working on my first farm on the server right now.
Is it this one? Is this the first farm?
Yeah, I have like a basement that's full of like machines, but I've already powered it. However, I do have a project in mind. Okay, I haven't told anyone about this. That is going to require a lot of power.
All right. Okay.
So, I think I might give you a call when that starts up.
Yep, no, that's absolutely fine. After discovering that the Jojo didn't actually need power right now, I decided just to show him my train instead. This is the world destroyer / tunnel builder train.
Oh my god, that is the prettiest looking tunneler I've ever seen. You know what I do when I build tunnelers, Mr. Beardstone?
Huh?
Slap a bunch of drills on linear chassis and just gone.
I mean, to be
That's
fair, that's normally what I do. But this digs tunnels, it builds tunnels, and it replaces the floor.
Oh, whoa! Wait, really?
Yeah. Look. Climb aboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we've got all of our controls at the front here. So we've got a set of
Oh my
deployers
God.
that build the tunnel. We've got the roller thingies that do the floor. We've got the drills that smashy.
I'm building a wheat farm for the first time on the server.
In all fairness, we found you in a cage underground, and then you went on holiday to recover. So
That's true.
it's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah.
And it's got lots of storage that's usable, and then it's got this carriage at the back, which I've realised the deployers and the drills won't actually use, but it's fine. It would just be backup storage for emptying out all the trash. It's fine. And it can drive backwards.
Oh my god, that is really quite good. That is really quite. I love the factory gauges on the back. Oh, I've never thought about using those. Do they keep the like entity rendering in the train form?
Let's go find out.
Oh yeah.
That's
I've never seen anyone use.
That's a really good question. Oh, the train is assembled.
Oh my god, that's very. Oh yeah, it is. Wow, that's really. Oh, I'm gonna steal that. That's a really good building tip.
That's cool. Yep, it works. Wonderful. I told you we'd be back to talk about the train. We just also had a Jojo with us. But look at this thing. I absolutely love it. All the little details, like the little item hatches here and the millstones in the windows, even just the shafts through the girders at the top there makes the whole thing look pretty cool. I mean, everything on the outside doesn't do anything, but I do like the way it looks. And we know it works because we've already tested it. We've got full control over everything. And not only that, I have actually set up the deployers to make a very specific tunnel design, which I'm hoping is going to look quite good. But for now, what I need to do is collect a whole load of tuff because I need to replace all of the floor around here. So it's going to be basically tuff and coarse dirt. And then we'll come by and fill in all the gaps that are left. So we're going to be doing lots of circles of this area, I think. But as I say, first we need tuff. And that means I think we're just going to have to go mining. We've uncovered lots of tuff patches by using our drill. So we're just going to go dig out loads of those manually. And that should give us more than enough tuff to get started. Just need to grab some shulkers and some torches. So we've got a whole bunch of tuff and coarse dirt. Let's just get this loaded into the train. There we go. And all we need to do in this section over here is essentially drive around in circles and use the rolly thingies. We don't need to use the drills. We don't want to build a tunnel. We just want to replace the floor. So let's just quickly repair this bit of rail over here. We want to activate the rollers. And now we should just be able to drive around in circles and get this floor replaced. progress. It's all looking a bit formal at the moment. We will, of course, mess it all up a bit, but I've run out of tuff. As you can see, this strip here, yeah, just no tuff there at all. But I don't think I want to go digging for any more tuff. I've had enough of that, so instead we're going to make some. With this mixing recipe here, which I believe may be something that was added from Stam's little recipe pack, which adds 4 or 5 new recipes. I believe this is actually one of them. But we can do this just with andesite, cobble, and lava. Question is, do I have much andesite? Because cobble and lava will not be a problem. I have 500. That is not a lot. But I do have lots of diorite and cobble, and I believe I can mix those together to make andesite. Sure, that's a thing. Yeah, there you go. We can get loads of the stuff. Then we'll just grab a load of cobble as well. We're also going to need a basin. We're going to need a mixer, which means we need a whisk. And what else? Andesite casings and cogs. The casings are fine, but we don't have any cogs at the moment. We're probably also going to need a few more pipes and some funnels. Let's just quickly craft this up. And I think we'll just use the same bits that we used for the sturdy sheets, because we've got plenty of those now. We don't need that anymore. And I don't want to leave any permanent farms over here. So let's remove those. I'm going to put a basin here. And I think we're going to need to move these over a little bit. So we want a funnel there and there and there and there. Then we just need to pump lava into the basin. And we should just be able to grab some of that from over the top here. There we go. There is lava in the basin. In fact, this isn't quite going to work how we like, because we actually need to feed 2 things into here. So let me just quickly rethink this. Let's remove these belts. Then we'll use item drains instead. And we'll just feed these things directly into the shulker. So if I load up cobblestone on this side and andesite on that side, need the mechanical mixer, and we don't need the funnel there. That should just funnel out all the tuff. All right, we'll just leave that running for a bit, and I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to leave that making a bit more tough, but hopefully I've got enough now to actually finish this section of track. I'm going to remove the coarse dirt from these ones here, because we've laid down all the coarse dirt that we need to, because in a lot of areas we've got this bit here, so sort of where I've gone down this bit after going through, it's removed the tuff and put down coarse dirt, but I do want tuff under all of the rail. So if we just do another lap like this with the coarse dirt turned off, then that should get everything looking neat and tidy. There we go, that's better. We've made a good start over here, but we've still got a whole lot of work to do. I want to mix this up a bit so that we've got some of the tuff over here and some of the coarse over here, which is going to be a bit of a manual thing. We need to fill in all these other holes that we've got as well. There's quite a lot of those going on. And then, of course, we need to actually build a train station. But we're making good progress, and I can't wait to actually have enough tuff to be able to start building tunnels with this thing. Because this mountain we're going through is absolutely massive. We're going to need lots of tunnel building materials, and the tunnel is basically made out of tuff, so yeah, we're gonna need a whole lot of it. One thing this train does still need, though, is a name. I mean, what do you call something like this? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And while you're thinking of names for the train, I'm gonna do some more terraforming and get the rest of this filled in.
Ah, Miss Beardstone.
Hello, Foxy.
I have some bad news, bud.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know your power tokens?
Yeah.
Do you remember the other day I came to see Jimmy with you, and I bought 4 stacks of tokens, and then you gave me 5, like, the compensation tokens, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how, because my vault is now locked, but when I went to get some more this morning, because my initial 64 free tokens finally ran out, I only had 1 stack and 5 compensation tokens.
Right, so what you're telling me is you've lost a few stacks of tokens.
I haven't lost them. They were in my storage. You want to help me come find them? See if they're there? You owe me some more, by the way.
Oh,
But,
do you mean they are in your storage, but because they're in your storage, you can't get them?
No, I can't find them. They're not in my storage. I bought 4
Well, I haven't
stacks.
taken them.
Well, come help me have a look, see if you can find them anywhere, because I can't find them, and you owe me some more. So I would have thought if I would have put them not in my storage, they would be in here, and they're definitely not in there. They're not in any of my shulker boxes, and in my storage system, unless they've gone into a different category, which I don't think they have. So 3 stacks have mysteriously gone missing, and
Right.
yeah, so I'm now 3 diamonds short, Mr. Beardstone. So you've either sold me paper that just sort of like biodegradable paper or something, or someone's pinched some.
Well, I doubt anyone would have pinched them, because the only other person on the system is Chosen.
Right, okay.
And he bought like 4 stacks as well, so...
Huh.
I'm not selling dodgy paper, I assure you of that much. It sounds to me like you've just misplaced them. They're going to turn up randomly somewhere.
How could I have missed it? That's all the storage I have, unless they're upstairs.
I literally have no idea, Foxy. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, complaining to the power company that you've lost your tokens isn't really...
I paid for power and I haven't got it. That's what I'm complaining about.
Well, I don't know what to tell you,
And
Foxy.
considering the state of the power has not been great,
Whoa,
and I've only received
whoa.
5 hours of tokens.
I think you'll find it's been running for like 5 days with no problems.
I haven't been here for 5 days.
Oh, weird that, isn't it? I mean, I owe you compensation anyway. I don't know what to tell you about your stolen tokens. That sounds to me like you just need to buy more tokens. But I assure you, I have not taken any tokens from you. And there's literally the only other person on the server that's currently needs them is Chosen, and he's got plenty.
Right, okay. There's one more thing I want to do quickly. So do you want to just come back down to my base?
I do owe you compensation, however.
I didn't get... Oh, I did get those. Right. So I'm just going to have
I'm
a
still
look
upstairs.
with a bit of cheaty free cam underneath my vaults, because the only way of getting stuff out of my storage now, because it's locked by sneaky people, is for them to siphon it out. And I'm pretty sure you've been in here with a filtered thingy sucking out the power tokens out of my vaults.
I assure you, Foxy, I haven't. Like, I've literally got no need to do that. I can just make more. Why would I steal yours?
So where have they gone then?
I don't know, Foxy. I literally don't know what to tell you. Haven't you had loads of problems with your storage and stuff spinning around all over the place?
Well, yeah, but the power tokens wouldn't have been in that, because it's only stuff that was trying to get sent to somewhere that couldn't because the chunks were unloaded. It's fine now that I turn it off every night when I leave, and I turn it on again when I come back, and it's been fine.
Cool. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Foxy. Like, no one's going to come and steal your power tokens because literally no one has any use for them. Annoyingly. Once again, don't know what to say. Don't know what to tell you about your tokens. Don't know what to tell you about your storage. Happy I can be of help. Let me know if you've got any other problems.
What help were you?
I gave you a stack of... I just gave you 2.5 days power because I do
paid
owe you a reasonable amount of compensation, so, yeah.
I paid for 3 full stacks of power, Mr. Beardstone, and I'm not getting them. This is
you shouldn't have lost them then. You shouldn't have lost them then, should you?
Them. They were in my storage. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you, Foxy.
Dodgy power company stealing back the tokens that you sell. I understand. I bet you sent Jimmy out collecting them all.
I mean, it could be Jimmy. He is a pillager after all. It's kind of what he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Go and have a word with Jimmy, but I assure you it wasn't me.
Right. All right, Mr. B. I'll let you off this time, but next time, if it happens again, then I'll be sad again. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, sounds to me like Foxy's misplaced his tokens and he's trying to blame me. Either that or maybe it's just a Foxy scam to try and get some more free power. I wouldn't put it past him. Anyway, we're making some good progress over here with the floor. As you can see, we've got a huge chunk of it done, but we've still got some to do. But it's definitely looking better. And once we get all the details in and break this up further with stuff actually on the surface and we get the platforms in, oh, this is going to look so much better. Well, let's crack on and get the last bit done, shall we? Oh, I need to eat. I'm hungry. Just need to grab some more dirt and stuff first. Oh, hello. What's this?
I've gone building off in the woods, Beardy. We have some business plans to discuss those, so follow the train tracks north of here and you should find me.
Well, I guess we're going on a quick journey. Oh, well, that looks like something. That wasn't here last time I was. Where's Stam? Oh, there he is.
A little bit taller.
Incoming!
Oh,
Hello.
hi, Beardy. Hi.
You requested my attendance.
I did. That was a few days ago, actually.
Oh, look at all this.
Yeah, I'm doing a little village out here.
Jeez, you've done loads of stuff.
Just a little warehouse so far, and a station building, to be fair.
Yep. Oh, this is like reminiscent of your one at spawn.
Yeah, but this one's actually a functioning train station, not just decorative. It actually has a little interior as well, with a little, you can wait for the trains, get your tickets over here eventually. And then I got a little warehouse over here as well that even has train loading capabilities.
Oh.
So this is my little storage side, and then I've got a few farms I want to build over on this side.
Wow, you have been busy.
Hooked up yet, but if we do head up here, which is actually, well, part of the reason I wanted you to come out here, is this little system where you can load trains, especially this one on the side, which doesn't have an input just yet, because we were discussing, you know, starting up a little firework factory and all that jazz.
Uh-huh.
And we do have a lot of space out here.
Right. Okay. So you're thinking... I mean, I also need somewhere to build a sugarcane farm because Eggsy's dug a
Exactly.
big hole under my base, so I can't do it there anymore. So, yeah, maybe I could build the sugarcane farm out here, and then we could... Could we maybe even make the fireworks out here, do you reckon?
I think we ship the gunpowder out here, make
Yeah.
the sugar cane, make them out here, and then we ship them back to spawn.
Oh, that sounds cool. I've been thinking about the whole firework thing, and you've put a lot more work
Yeah?
into this than I have, and I feel kind of bad doing 50-50. I don't think we should
Oh.
do that. So, I've got an idea,
Okay.
right? So, you know YouTubers, they do that like build swap thing, right? Where
Uh-huh.
like one person does the exterior and someone else does the interior. How about I build some shops at spawn? There's a couple of shops that we want to do, right? The fireworks and the stationery, which is like just the cardboard and paper, because we're going to be making that stuff anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, and I also need a power shop. So I'm
Yep.
thinking if I build 3 like little shop buildings over at the spawn in the shopping district,
Yeah.
and you've already done some building over here, but I like take
Yeah.
over one of these buildings and do the interior, right?
Okay.
And then you do the
okay.
interior of those 3 shops. When it comes to the firework profits, how about I'll do the farm and the factory side of things, but how about I just get free fireworks for life and you do the fireworks and the profit, because you've done a lot more work on this than I have, and I feel kind of bad doing 50-50.
Yeah. I'll shake on that.
Yeah, so we'll do a little build swap. So you do the interior of the power shop, the paper shop, and the gunpowder shop, and I'll do the
Yeah.
interior of the factory and the farm. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. that sounds good.
Awesome. Cool. And then I'll just get free fireworks for life.
Free fireworks
Cool.
for life.
This sounds awesome. Quick
Does
question.
sound good. Yep.
What are you doing for power over here?
Yeah. Maybe I did also want to talk about that.
We got it! We got it!
I knew it. I knew I'd get you eventually, Stam. Would you like me to route power out here for you?
I would, yeah.
Right, well, I'd say that's going to work out quite well. We get a couple of shop interiors designed because, well, I'm not a big fan of doing interiors. And we get to design a factory, which is something I do enjoy quite a lot. And not only that, I think that's a much better deal on the fireworks things from Stam's perspective, mainly. I do think that going 50-50 on that was maybe a little bit greedy of me. And I do think Stam's probably much happier with that deal as well. Anyway, back to work.
Yeah,
Hello.
Mr. Beardstone.
What's up?
Well, you see what I'm doing at the moment?
Yes, there is a better way.
Yeah, I know there's a better way, but I think I might know where my power tokens have gone.
Have you turned them all into sandpaper?
I may have turned them all into sandpaper or rockets.
Well, that solves that mystery. He turned them into rockets and sandpaper. But in other news, this area is looking a whole lot better. It's still looking very kind of bland in a way, in that there's nothing actually built around here. I do still want to get this station in, but I think that's going to have to wait till next episode because we're out of time here. I told you everything just takes me longer these days.